All right,
It was
guys.
nice meeting you.
You too. Take care. Speak soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Let's go!
Okay.
Yes! Win, brother.
Win.
Win.
Got it. We got it. All right.
Alrighty. First take, let's get it. Alright. What's up, guys? Welcome to our first series. For fuck's sake. Alright, I've got this now. Alright. Let's get it. My name's Aiden Walsh, and I'm the founder of Aiden, a suitcase, luggage and accessories brand, designed, patented and trademarked in New York City. I was born in one of the most remote places on earth, a pearl farm in Broome, Western Australia. My parents were entrepreneurs. As a kid, I travelled the world with my family, selling pearls. I didn't know it at the time, but those early years shaped everything I'd become. In 2019, I spent months in factories sourcing materials from countries such as Germany, Italy, USA, Japan, and China. I had no idea how luggage was made, but I figured it out. I taught myself how to sketch, how to design, how to render. I filed global patents and trademarks, tested samples, and then I started building Aiden. We launched Aidan in 2022 in Australia. We sold out again and again. We partnered with top airlines, collaborated with national retailers, but then we hit a wall. We tried to expand too fast in the US and almost lost everything. I had to go home, reset, refocus, and redesign every detail. But in 2024, we came back. We signed deals to become a luggage partner of two of the biggest sport teams in America, the New York Yankees and the Dallas Cowboys. We've been voted as one of the best luggage brands by media publications such as GQ, Vogue, Esquire, WWD, National Geographic, and many more. We opened our first office in Tribeca with employees around the world and warehouses across the US. We're taking on an industry that hasn't changed in centuries. I know what it means to dream big and start small, to take risks, to get it wrong, and to come back stronger. I'm Aiden Walsh, this is the journey, and I'm just getting started. Alright, we're about to pull up to the track, catching up with a few of my best mates. It's a great way to start the day. I've got my luggage with me. It's windy as fuck.
Almost lost the hat.
Yeah, almost lost the hat, but we're good. So this part of my life is called Broome, Western Australia, where I grew up. Broome itself is a small community. It still is to this day, but in the 90s, when I was growing up there, it had a population of around 2,000 people. My dad was actually a pearl diver, and my mum was studying dance at a dancing school, and when they first met, they decided to create a pearl farm together. And so growing up in Broome was a really raw experience for me, because I did spend half my life on land and then half of my life at sea. But around that experience, I got to learn, a lot of fishing, camping. We had pet crocodiles, pet kangaroos, horses. We had motorbikes. It was just a really outback living, so to speak. We never picked up an iPad or a laptop or anything of the likes of that.
What's that?
Should be out in this boat rather than running.
Yeah.
But hey, we got to get it this morning. I was able to travel the world at a young age, selling pearls across many continents with my family, and the idea of being an entrepreneur and having that sense of entrepreneurship that really soaked still within my veins to this day, especially my parents coming from nothing and building something quite spectacular really taught me the value of hard work. 100 minutes to go. Tell you what, those track days, they don't get any easier. It's always hard doing this stuff by yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta find motivation and a level of discipline, but it's all worth the reward, man. It then got to a stage throughout the 90s where my parents unfortunately split up. And during that whole experience, for anyone who has parents that had split up, it's hard, it's emotional. It becomes a huge weight on your shoulders, but I think just seeing your parents happier and knowing that everyone is still amicable made it a lot easier for us to get through as a family. But what we did decide to do when they did split was my mum decided to take me and my two sisters down to Perth for high school. But growing up in Perth was interesting. It was a bigger city, something that I wasn't used to, obviously growing up in a small country town. And I went to a senior all-boys school called Scotch College, and at the time I didn't necessarily enjoy it. It was very different to your community schools back in Broome, but I think that really gave me my sense of camaraderie, friendship and community, which I really hold to this day. And some of my best friends that I went to school with are still some of my dearest friends today. So when I graduated from Scotch College, I had a burning desire to travel. I think it just stems back from my early days growing up, traveling the world with my family, selling pearls. Travel's just always been in my DNA, so I knew once I did finish school that university was on the back burner for me. I wanted to go out and experience the world, and I knew the only way to do that was to basically go ahead and work for a year so I could fund my backpacking year. And I ended up working for 6 months when I finished school as a landscaper. It wasn't the prettiest of work, but it paid the bills, and it allowed me to also save up to travel on my own through Europe for at least 3 months, which turned out later to be a full year. A couple of my buddies and I, we took 3 months off and went to Europe, and after 3 months I extended it then to another 3 months, and then I extended it to actually 6 months. So I took a full year off and went all over Europe and have some of the most fondest memories with some of my best mates, and met so many new people along the way. And realistically, I think having that education of travel and experiencing different cultures and moments in my life back then has really shaped me to who I am to this day. We got the dances for you.
Okay. So yeah, it looks good. So, you know, and I would have to compare price, but yeah.
For you, it's free.
Oh,
How about that?
I got my duffel bag.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, how you been? You been good?
Yeah.
Good.
How were you good?
Good. We're filming some stuff today for the luggage. I just went to the track, got a run in.
All right.
Now we're about to go and get down to business.
Well, that's what pays the rent, right?
That's the place to rent.
All right.
I'm gonna keep selling luggage.
Yes.
See you, Hannah.
Best of luck to you guys.
Have a good to see you, man. When I got back from travel, I knew I had to do something. I decided to do a course in the Bachelor of Commerce, which was a business degree. I chose finance and property as my two majors, and I actually did 2 years of studying at Curtin University in Perth. And it was probably the hardest 2 years of my life because I felt the itch every day to travel and want to do my own thing. After 2 years of studying, I decided that university wasn't for me, and I had 1 year left to go. For me, obviously growing up on boats, experiencing a lot of my time on the water, I knew that I didn't want to be a captain, but I wanted to still be somewhat in the yachting industry. And I spent 6 months pestering a guy in the south of France, basically asking him for a job. And he was actually a yacht broker. And he kept saying, no, I don't want a young intern. I don't want anyone to work with me anymore. I'm very much happy on my own. And then every 2 weeks I'd call him back until I must have got him on a good day, because he basically said, listen, if you're serious, meet me in Saint-Tropez on this date at Nikki Beach. I compiled a bunch of my mates together and we went over to Saint-Tropez and basically went to Nikki Beach on that date. I was sitting there with a bunch of my mates and he called me and he said, listen, where are you? And I said, I'm here in Nikki Beach in Saint-Tropez. And he goes, okay, I'll be there soon. And he rocks up, and I was sitting with 12 of my mates around the table, and he rocks up with his girlfriend. And he goes, all right, which one's Aiden? And I stood up, and his girlfriend at the time goes, all right, he's hired. So that was my official hiring into that role as a yacht broker living in Monaco at the age of 21. Pretty crazy experience. I think the biggest thing I learned from that is just determination. I spent 6 months being persistent, trying to chase that dream of becoming a yacht broker. And then from there, that's when I officially withdrew from my enrollment at Curtin University and went on my way to becoming a yacht broker in Monaco.
It's a federal holiday today, right?
Yeah, it is, mate. It is, yes.
Which I forgot about. Which I don't mind for me because I'm probably like you, I'm always working. But I was messaging some of the team and I was like, why is no one getting back to me?
Yeah. It's like that, isn't it? It's mate, it's interesting when you start doing this whole role of entrepreneurship and so forth. I mean, holidays now for me, you just don't. It doesn't really resonate. I spent 4 years basically with this guy learning the art of selling. He would drop me at marinas. I would go and basically hit the pavement and try and meet yacht owners, try and meet clients to buy a boat, try and sell charters, try to sell a boat. And I think having that selling mentality, because it gave me the ability to obviously have confidence, but also gave me the ability to understand the customer in a greater depth. It was an amazing experience. I think when you're 21 living in Monaco and spending your time and your summers in the south of France with really the 1% of the world who have the fortune to go ahead and buy these large super yachts, it really makes you hungry and it really determines you to go ahead and make it your own one day. After 4 years of living in Monaco, moving to Los Angeles was my next move. The surf, the skating, Venice, Orange County and Newport were bucket lists on my mind. So I had the opportunity to move to LA, and it was then and there that I decided to invest into a hospitality brand, which had nightclubs, restaurants and cafes. And I also invested into a medical business. That was a crazy ride in itself, but I think the yacht broking for me still to this day was the best decision I've made, because although I'm not doing it full time now, I think creating different levels of income that you can work with and not putting it all in one basket has been a key thing for me and my success. I think what allowed me to do that was yacht broking. So after LA, I had the opportunity to come to New York in 2019 for a year, and basically to work with a really good friend of mine from school in Western Australia, and he started a really cool concept here called Hole in the Wall. We did a really cool summer pop-up that went exceptionally well, and that also obviously gave me income, but I still had this burning itch to create my own brand or company for that matter. And I think travel really just stuck with me, because I think when you come from such an isolated place like Australia and Broome for that matter, you want to go out and explore what the world has to offer. I decided at the end of 2019, when I was leaving New York, that this was the time to do it. And I was sitting on a plane back to Australia, and I had 19 hours or so to kill. And it really was the moment for me where it was a light bulb moment. I kept seeing the same luggage coming past me. And I think when I look at that overall, that was really the moment when I said, you know what, let's research luggage. And I knew I wanted to create something that I could use on an everyday purpose, something that I could travel with, something that could tell my story, and what better way to tell your story than the companion who travels next to you. And that was the moment where I decided I was going to create a luggage brand. Gosh. All right, I just got off the call with the Dallas Cowboys retail manager, and I'm now getting a call from the VP of the Dallas Cowboys. So I hope I said something right, because this is normally not the case. Jacob.
Aiden.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going good. How about you?
All is well, mate. All is well. I actually just got off the call with Corbin and the retail team. So we were just going through the year ahead and obviously the new cases that we're about to release with with you guys. And
We appreciate you taking that seriously, and I know that we were one of your first sports partnerships, and so we appreciate you all trusting us, and I know we had to trust you, but it was a great first year, and we're ready for round 2 and seeing you guys at training camp.
yeah, awesome, man. No, I really appreciate the call. It's been honestly a dream come true for us, for a luggage brand to expand in the US year 1 and partner with the world's biggest sporting franchise. It's a really special moment for me and my team, and we'll continue to work hard on our end, and looking forward to the training camp, and we'll throw some suitcases around.
Love it. Sounds like a plan, man. Good chatting with you. We'll talk soon.
Awesome, you too, mate. Thanks for the call. See you, brother. Bye. Boom! 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 I like that. I like that. I like that. So that was episode 1 of the Untold Story. On the next episode, we'll jump into that time in my life from 2019 to 2022, where we really went into the R&D behind the brand, the patterns, the trademarks, the filing. We'll get into how to create your own sketches and your designs, how to find manufacturers, how to find your own factory, your sampling phase, your building phase, and eventually receiving your first product. We've had a lot of success building the brand here in New York City. Now is the time for us to document this story. I feel like this can serve as a purpose to many entrepreneurs out there who are starting their own businesses. I believe a huge sense of my success so far has been because of community and has been because of persistence, and if this YouTube series can serve as a purpose to other entrepreneurs, then yeah, I'm doing the right job.